my whole journey, like of all of the art things I did, when it's completely different environment that like we have here in Milan Art Institute and like at the school and in the show. Like I already grown so much, but like when you're doing things opposite way for 10 plus years, and it's all about like don't share your experience, like don't share the tips, like hold everything to yourself, like and you like no matter how much you do, like it's just like no acceptance and no like community and no like it's like just like completely different words. So like to get out of this mindset and switch on and just being open and being more generous with your time and your skills and your emotions is still challenging for me.
I've always wanted to paint with groups more. And that probably has to go with my being an I. But I don't like painting at home alone in my studio. And I have to play games with myself all the time to make it through.
I don't feel like I was left out, and necessarily I just feel like it would have been a really cool challenge to try to see what I could create. And I would have been really interested to see what I would have made within the 4 hours, but I think I'm going to try it on my own time and just experiment a little bit and see what I can come up with.
I will say it's just what I've wanted from this experience I've gotten, I've received. It's been to be with the community of people, but I would have liked to keep going.
I just started a series to work on kind of my quick sketching skills so that if we have smaller challenges that are kind of not something where they want an abstract, where they want something that does look representative, like I know that maybe when I'm drawing, not as much as painting, I can't always render things as quickly. So I've been kind of practicing and honing those skills to make sure that I have them readied for the mini challenges coming up.
When I came here to participate, I'm just coming off of a month, not even, of retirement. And so my goal is really to be a full-time artist and put not just 2 and 3 hours a day or weekends, but to really put a lot of time and effort in. And spending that time painting what I want to paint and really working that out. I already have a couple paintings I want to get going.
I will do my best, but I don't see myself in the running for winning unless people like catastrophically fail, but I don't see that happening.
I think I'm at 9th now. I was at 10th last week. Woo!
The moment that I found out I made it through, I was very relieved and happy.
All right, guys, let's get to today's mini challenge. So in this challenge, you guys are going to have 1 hour to complete your mini challenge. And that's because this challenge is worth more than other mini challenges. So from here on out until the final mini challenge, each mini challenge will be worth 50 points, not 30 points. So the stakes are getting raised, as you all know. A person's getting eliminated every single episode from here on out, and all the mini challenges really matter. So with this score increase or points increase, there is more room for people who are on the bottom to go up, and also for the gap between the top and the bottom to widen. So I highly recommend that you guys take this incredibly seriously, because it could be the difference between you winning 25,000 and you going home empty-handed. So you guys are probably wondering what materials you guys are going to use in this challenge. So everything that you will need except for your brushes and your palettes and your water will be on this table. So you will not be allowed to use anything else. Okay, do you guys want to see what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. All right. You guys get to use paper towels, squirt bottles only with water, no alcohol squirt bottles. And you have to paint with only these 3 primary colors. And what you're going to be painting is a portrait.
Wow.
You have 1 hour to paint a portrait on one of the 22 by 30 inch pieces of paper. You can tape it off if you'd like. You may not draw at all. You can only use these materials and your brushes. Wow. That is it. You guys have 1 hour. And so you guys will be judged in 25 points on your flesh tones because you're using a limited palette. And so it's gonna be very difficult, with these primary colors to mix. Well, if you do it right, it shouldn't be that difficult. But you have only these primary colors to mix flesh tones, and so we'll be judging you guys on 25 points on your flesh tones and 25 points on overall excellence. So rendering form, how much is it lifelike, and etc. Any questions?
Sources?
References?
Yeah, so you guys can look for sources on your phones, and you may not, make a source on your phone. You can just look for a source and use that, and that is it. So I would highly recommend you spend the majority of the time trying to render form with this and get your right flesh tones, because that's what you'll be scored on. So.
Can we use a scale tool?
No.
Wow.
Wow. And you for sure want flesh tones? Like we can't just stay in one limited palette look?
Flesh tones.
Flesh tones. Flesh tones, and what was the other thing?
Overall excellence.
Overall,
And the form of it.
So, Jake, can we use like our own white, or do we have to?
Yeah. You guys can use, as long as it's CAD yellow medium, ultramarine blue, and it should ultramarine blue and quinacridone red. Wow. So, and titanium white, of course. Cool. That is it, though. So.
And then we can use our own squirt bottles.
Yeah, you can use your own squirt bottles as long as it doesn't have anything other than water in it.
Okay, how long do we have to set up with taping and everything?
Okay, so you guys have 10 minutes to set up your challenge, and that will be timed. And then as soon as the 10 minutes has elapsed, then the 1 hour for your painting will begin. So let's start this challenge in 3, 2, 1, go.
We all bump heads. Bring the paper up. Help us out. Anyone like some paper towel?
Thank you. Is it tape, anyone? Tape. I wonder if there's a bunch of them. That's really fun.
You guys have 6.5 minutes left to prepare.
I still stand by, I'm obviously always just gonna do the best I can. And that's it, really. That's it. I mean, I just wanna have fun and keep trying.
Five minutes left. If you are ready, it's time to start looking for sources. You want to utilize every second that you have.
Somebody got blue all over everything. So I know.
Hey guys, is this different than oil? Are you supposed to do your lights first or your darks? Anyone?
You should still be doing dark.
Transparents are lights to dark.
Yeah, transparent would be light to dark.
Opaques are dark to light.
Thank you. So dark to light.
All right, everyone, you only have 30 seconds left to prepare.
I have not found a source yet.
You have 1 hour once the painting begins. All right, you guys have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and your challenge begins now.
Woo, baby. I don't feel comfortable. I am excited that I'm not too far down, but 2 and 1 are really good.
Who is excited about the primary palette?
Me.
I mean, you still have every color, right? Technically.
This will push your mixing paint skills to the limit.
No.
This mini challenge is worth more than any of the other mini challenges yet. Some of you starting out with a colorful base. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite you in the end. Remember, flesh tones, more flesh tones.
I'm just gonna try to be as grounded as I can during the mini challenges and really just focus on what I want to create in each piece. And I really want my voice to come out in each of the works that we do.
Excellence. You guys want to exemplify excellence. The outstanding artist will be excellent. All of you have it in you. There are several different approaches that I'm witnessing. Very interesting. Do you start messy like the monster portrait that you learned in the mastery program? Or do you start trying to render from the beginning? Depends on your preference. Think about composition. That is always important. Later on, you'll want to think about plane shifts in the face. Create dimension. Creating dimension with acrylics is difficult. That's why we chose it.
I don't like mark making. Everyone wants me to like mark making and the spray paint and the mess, and I honestly don't enjoy it that much. I really like inks and I like to slowly lay them down on my canvas, but I really don't like to have to refine something from a super messy state, and I really like to paint imagery.
Extender for the acrylic?
No, only what was on the table and brushes, and your palette and water.
Flesh tones, excellence, and form.
Yes.
And remembering all those categories.
Particularly, just excellence and flesh tones, but excellence kind of encapsulates everything. But one of the focuses this month in Art Club is having a limited color palette and working with color and color theory. So that's why we are scoring you guys out of 25 points specifically on your flesh tones. Some of these are looking scary. That's good. Some of these look like you're doing it in oils. That's also good. One hour to paint a portrait, alla prima style. Although it's not oil, but still. We almost did oils alla prima. Who would have liked that instead?
Nope.
Really?
I hate acrylics.
cut that. Attitude, I'm really excited about this challenge.
Oh, you don't get scored on attitude for a mini challenge.
Oh, good. Then I hate acrylic.
Everybody has preferences. It's not a negative attitude to not like acrylics. I'm in that boat with you.
Did I mention that you get bonus points if you do a self-portrait?
Ew.
No, I'm just playing.
You did not? Just for that, get over here, Jake. I'm doing you.
Every second counts in these mini challenges. You guys have 48 minutes left. So many things that factor into excellence. Your proportions, the form, the color, especially in this one. Plane shifts. You will be judged on your portrait, of course. That being said, anything you can do to make your piece stand out.
I feel like I'm flying in the middle constantly, like I'm not winning mini challenges, I'm not coming last, but I'm just trying to really push myself to do something that does get a wow factor.
How well do you paint under pressure? Who competed in sports when they were younger?
I did.
I did.
Not me.
Who competed in anything when they were younger?
I'm still in sports.
If you did, good. So you know competition. Some of you are very far along, especially considering it's only been 16 and a half minutes.
I didn't expect to necessarily like make it halfway. I really was just like, obviously I wanted to try my best like every single time. And I liked the challenges and like growing as an artist, but I feel like winning just like gives you that extra just satisfaction and like that belief in yourself and that confidence that you need to like just keep pushing and like know that you're actually walking in your destiny and like you're supposed to be doing this.
Has anyone ever painted a portrait in under an hour before?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I don't think so.
Rock on, Bart. Rock on. There's some yeses over there.
Not that big though.
Each episode now, we're just getting closer and closer to the end.
You guys have 33 minutes left.
is not a great time. It's pretty monstery right now.
How do you feel about having to paint flesh tones, Esther?
I'm excited. It's like my favorite thing in the world. So is the limited palette. I just realized how much money I can save not buying all those extra colors. You just need free. Just buy free and you can make anything. If you want to save on supplies, just buy free strong pigments from mine and you can paint anything in the world.
It's true.
Free worms, free cools.
More than halfway through this challenge. How's everyone feeling?
It's hard.
Challenged.
Really hard.
Challenged, yeah.
Hard challenge.
I'm still going to give it my all and create work that is high quality and do my best in all the challenges. Oh, that would be like the best story ever. If I was making a comeback, that would be like pretty awesome.
Fingers crossed. I'm hoping, working hard, just trying to use all my free time that I can to really practice and make sure that I perform well. And who knows, maybe you'll see me in the finale.
You guys have 15 minutes left. Minutes left to get your flesh tones in to make those pieces excellent.
It's weird. It's like mine is not as bad as I expected it to be, but it's not exactly as good as I'd like it to be. What is it for you? For me, it's the color thing.
It's the blend. I can't blend it.
Yeah.
Gotta say, some of you are surprising me.
Low expectations, eh?
Oh, I didn't say it in a good way.
Wow. Ouch.
11 minutes remaining. 50 points on the line. Right now, in first place is Andrea with 89.8 points. Second place, right behind her is Bree with 88.5 points. Third place is Barb with 83 points. Fourth place is Asia with 82.3 points, only 0.7 behind. And only 1.3 behind is Sawyer with 81 points. 1.2 behind that is Isaac, 79.8. Next we have, with 75.2 points, Esther. Just below Esther is Alana with 72.2 points, and only 0.5 away from Alana is Christina with 71.7 points. Then we have Roxanne with 64.7 points, and then Michael with 52.2 points. 50 points on the line. We have a 37.6 spread. A lot can be made up in this challenge. By the same token, some people could pull away. It all rests on how well you mix those flesh tones and how excellent your painting is. Guess what? 6 minutes remaining.
Usually guess whats are followed by happier news, Jake.
That was funny. Oh,
11 artists, 1 winner. 25,000. You guys have 180 seconds left.
Wow.
We're down to counting by seconds.
No.
Every second counts. Every brush stroke counts. Every color that you lay down on your painting matters. Who will emerge victorious?
And who will cry themselves to sleep?
Guess what? 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining.
1 minute?
Make sure to get all of the values in your painting. You want your painting to be valuable.
Well, that's true and everything,
I forgot to laugh.
Oh my God. She's like, now that I'm eliminated, I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, watch this. Woo!
I'm rushing.
That's good.
No, it's not.
Because you only have 30 seconds left.
What?
Time flies when you're painting. The right brain is a place that exists outside of time.
Unless you're in a contest.
15 seconds.
Really?
No.
Get your last brush strokes in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, brushes down.
Magazine.
Good job, everyone.
Are you sure you want to post these? I think that this is like almost as bad as my first painting ever.
No.
My first one ever? Yeah. Yeah,
No,
for sure.
I was talking to you when I was saying values, Bree. You didn't get any highlights
I
in
was
there.
trying to put some highlights in a moment.
You have so much in your painting.
Oh,
yes. I'm just love it.
And these.
Like, do I know how to paint?
My last. Oops. That was my last stroke. They're really uneven. They're really not round. They're handmade. They're handmade.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I love this human's face. That's a cool looking human. I know. Thank you.
I know. So what to do and what not to do.
That yours looks really good.
I needed another hour.
Yeah. I need another hour for sure.
sure.
That was really hard.
That was really. I don't know who's this is. Putting
Mine's on the right.
That's so pretty.
I didn't get like a lot of color.
She has big eyes.
Yeah, it's.
I love your drippy. Your drippy. Skin tones there. You have good skin tones.
You sure you had the same 3 colors? What the heck?
Yeah. She got like really
So hard.
pouty lips.
Beautiful. Wow.
I can recognize it. So this was crazy, guys. Good job.
Good job, guys.
I love that image.
I know.
I've got it in my saved things. I mean, you really can make every color.
I have a worry face on. Yours looks great. These two right here, they're like the best ones. What do you mean? Are you not looking around? Do you not see mine? Why are you worried? She's like over here worried.
You do
she
not
has
have
this
to be
face
worried,
on her.
not even
And I'm like,
close.
why? I'm like, do not look at mine right
My
next to
skin
yours.
tones look muddy, that's why.
In fact, what we should do is move yours and put it somewhere else so that they don't look at yours right next to mine.
I would say, man, this challenge is definitely difficult. And I think, you know, because of the level of difficulty that it is and the time that they had to do it, we're definitely going to see some, you know, not so hot paintings.
Fallout.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
I've never painted a portrait in that fast of a time, in that size.
I would say the skin tones on this is pretty good. I don't know about the red eyes, but I would say the proportions are really far off.
Yeah, the eyes are way too big.
Way too big.
You can't really spend too much time double checking all your measurements because we only had like an hour. So I was like, okay, whatever I can do to at least get one layer over the whole entire thing.
I would say the flesh tones are pretty good. But everything else, you know, not measuring, not really looking at proportion. So it definitely is off.
The mini challenge, I think, was definitely the hardest we've done so far in the competition.
Andrea's flesh tones I don't think are as good as Michael's, but her proportions are a little bit better. But they're not great either.
I was stressing out because we only had an hour, and it usually takes me like 2 hours to sketch in a good face proportionally. So it was very stressful, and the whole time I was just telling myself, you can do it, breathe, you can do it. Because just the time constraint just gives me so much extra stress and pressure.
At least has form, good form. Her lips look good, the nose looks good.
I feel like I didn't have any time to do anything. I didn't really get to the skin tones too much because I was so focused on the proportions. So I kind of just forgot to do the skin tone.
I think Christina did a really good job on this.
Really good job.
I will just say, for anyone who's watching this, if you have ever tried to do a portrait in 1 hour, maybe you are amazing and you can do that, but that is so hard.
You know, the only thing that stands out to me is the eye on the right is a little small and maybe like slightly off, but besides that, I mean, it's a really good painting. I think it's sellable. I think there's good skin tones.
Yeah, it doesn't look all the way finished, but I think that, you know, the proportions are pretty good and the skin tones are really good.
I thought having the primary colors was really cool. It made me realize that I should do that more often. Like, you can find so many colors. I really liked it a lot.
I think she did a nice job. It has a really good impressionistic, you know, feel where you can see all the brush strokes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, hi. Hi, this is Roxanne.
I think that Roxanne's, I don't know why I've been watching her paint, and all she does, she just keeps applying paint onto a surface. She doesn't ever do washes or start loose. It's just tight the whole way. And it's like she's coloring in, and that's her main downfall, I think.
Doing a portrait in an hour and with limited palette, mixing colors that you've never mixed before and trying to get flesh tones and It was a very interesting challenge.
It has that sort of painted on look. It definitely looks cartoony. The proportions are off and
all the skin tone is pretty much the same.
Everything's kind of blended together.
Yeah.
As all the challenges are, they push you. They push you to your limit beyond where you've maybe been before. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It has that sort of empty room feeling because there's no underpainting. Whereas Christina, she had washes, it's loose, and then she pulled it into being tighter. Barb. I think it's pretty good. The proportions are pretty good.
When I heard portrait, I got all excited. It's my favorite thing to paint.
The skin tones are good. I think for the time restraints, it doesn't quite look finished or refined, but for the time restraints, I would say she did a really good job.
Yeah, I agree.
But it really is still one bad painting away. So excited, but also nervous because I could be down the board again.
Isaac's is interesting. I mean, I like the blue hair and it looks, pretty artsy. The proportions are off, but it almost looks intentional. I don't know if it is.
I'm sure watching back, once we actually all get to see what happens and see our faces when that mini challenge is announced, I'm sure mine is going to be very funny. Just because portraits as an artist, forever, and especially some of my close friends and family members know this about me, before and during the mastery program, and when I started really taking art seriously, that was the thing I knew I needed to improve on a lot.
Some of the flesh tones are pretty good. I mean, it's not great. I think the brush strokes look arbitrary, they don't define form.
I agree.
It's he didn't put in any plane shifts on the brush strokes. I think that would have helped it quite a bit. I actually like the wild blue hair and the dark kind of turtleneck and the mood of it, but what would make it look way better is if there was brush strokes that meant something.
So having to do one in an hour was definitely oh, yeah, yay.
Yeah, and I think he doesn't have enough, it feels like he has some muddy mid-tones and then barely any highlights. So he's missing darks, like you're saying, just brush strokes that go with the form, especially on the cheeks. It's missing, just some highlights, so.
I think this one's pretty good. The flesh tones for just using the 3 colors are pretty well done. The proportions are decent. I think she did a great job on the mouth. Some of the brush strokes I wish, on the chin, were less distracting.
The mini challenge was super hard. I haven't done a portrait in quite a while, especially under so much pressure and such a small amount of time.
I think if she were able to work on it another hour, it would really come together. I really want to put eyelashes on, so bad.
This is really stuff I should have practiced before I came. Just knowing, it was in the back of my mind, but I just didn't do it. So, it was definitely a challenge, and I was very embarrassed for the piece that I had to show at the end. Yeah, I mean, I did stick to the skin tone thing, but it wasn't the greatest. She kind of looked pretty scary and sleepy. It was weird.
Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more variety in the flesh tone. They all kind of have this grayish color to it.
See, it would be really helpful to see what the judges say.
She got a lot done for just an hour. It looks like she probably, it looks like she spent more time on it, but I think the flesh tones could have more highlights. It's overall a little bit orange.
I was feeling good about it, but now I don't know how to feel. Yeah.
I think the proportions are off and the harsh lines around the nose. The form in the nose is kind of missing. The mouth looks wonky. I think the hair looks cartoony. The shirt looks cartoony. It overall looks cartoony, I think, because of all the outlines. And again, the brush strokes aren't really describing the plane shifts. But I don't know. I've seen Sawyer paint better.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this one is probably the best painting here, although I think that for the most part, the flesh tones I think she probably got mixed up and didn't understand the direction.
Yeah,
Because, you know, like, this is how we teach doing portraits sometimes, you know.
have variety.
To have, you know, for your eye to optically mix complements. But I would say, according to trying to mix flesh tones with just 3 colors, she definitely missed the mark.
Is it tiring?
Oh yeah. It is, but again, it's like it's never tiring if you love what you're doing and you have a vision for it. And like everything could be tiring, but like why would you even complain in the first place that it's tiring if you like sign up yourself for it, right?
I'm seeing like pretty much red, green, blue, purple, like definite colors and not mixed skin tones. So it's kind of a bummer because I think it's probably one of the best paintings in here.
She was just too creative.
So it feels bad to give her low marks for flesh tones, but we kind of have to because everybody else stuck to it, and maybe even at, you know, by sacrificing a good painting.
It's just like it's all a matter of like how bad you want something, and if you want something, like you will make time for it. And you might get tired, you might get exhausted, but it's not what matters in the end. So we keep on pushing through.
She did really well in the form, I think. Pretty good anyway.
The proportions.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. The brush strokes are nice. So too bad she didn't actually mix flesh tones.
I really liked the portrait challenge because I like painting portraits. But yeah, I'm okay. I kind of figure that I just need to keep staying in the competition. Then I don't have to worry about being at the top of the mini challenge.
Alana, I think she did pretty good. It really looks like a real person and like a quick study that, you know, looks right. It's proportionate. Yeah. Her flesh tones are pretty good. She was a little on the expressive side like Esther, but not quite as much. And there are a lot of flesh tones in there.
Yeah.
So I think she did really well.
Yeah.
Bree over here looks like she needed a lot more time, and she struggled with the flesh tones, and highlights would have really made that work better. The eyes are too small.
Who do I think will be in the final 3?
I wish she added some stuff to the background. It just looked like she overall struggled with this.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, it almost looks like she had 15 minutes to do it and everybody else had an hour.
Yeah.
I haven't given it much thought of like who would be at the end. We just would like tell each other that like it was going to be Asia and I, and then somebody came back in. So we were just trying to like get to the end, and then whoever came back in with us was, you know, and Andrea wants it to be her and we'd be the roommates. And so Andrea, Asia, and I at the end is what we were like trying for.
Okay, everyone, so the scores are in. Ellie and Deidre are judges for the mini challenges. Judge your guys' paintings based off of your flesh tones and your excellence on your portraits. You guys, as you know, only had an hour to complete it, and they were scored out of 50 points. So let's get to the scores. Okay, in first place for this mini challenge with 43 out of 50 points.
Wow.
We have Christina. In second place, shortly behind with 42 out of 50 points, we have Barb. In third place, just 0.5 points behind Barb, with 41.5 points, is Alana. In fourth place, with 35 points, we have Asia. In fifth place, with 34.5 points, just 0.5 below Asia, is Esther. In sixth place, with 26.5 points, we have Andrea. In 7th place with 25.5 is Michael. In 8th place, just 0.5 below, with 25 points, is Isaac. In 9th place with 22.5, Sawyer. In 10th place with 21 points, Roxanne. And in last place with 20 points, we have Bree.
I need to mix colors better. Truth. Although I did like my girl's hair. I have to say I liked her hair, but I struggled with mixing those colors and making them come out to be something pretty.
I've been really happy with my last 2 mini challenges, and I felt like all of the ones before the last 2, I haven't been happy with how they've turned out, really. Like, I've worried too much about everybody else going on around me, but I keep trying to remind myself not to look at anybody else's work and just focus on what I'm doing, because it does derail you, because everybody's amazing.
So we had some major shifts on the leaderboard in this challenge. So that is one of the fun parts about these mini challenges is, as you guys know, they're all cumulative, and this challenge was worth more than any of the other mini challenges before. So in first place is Barb with 125.
Finding out that those mini challenges are starting to weigh more really started to give me hope, but it also made the pressure a little higher, because it could be anybody's game. If you do really well in 30 minutes or an hour, you could move up really fast. So it's kind of exciting and hopeful, but at the same time, somebody could pass you up and there you are again.
Second place is Asia with 117.3. Third place is Andrea with 116.3.
It just added a whole new element of pressure, I think, because now since I'm eliminated, I really have to focus on the mini challenges to have a chance to get back in the end.
Fourth place is Christina. Big move from third to last to fourth place, and she's at 114.7.
I didn't think a good form, but I had a lot of colors, which to me is the only reason why I won. I was really surprised because I thought Alana's, Esther's, and Barb's were better than mine, for sure. I was really surprised that I won that. But again, I think in an hour, you really should be focusing on form. My eyes were like 2 different eyes. I was like, I don't know how to fix that right now.
Right below her with 113.7 is Alana, and below Alana is Esther with 109.7. Then we have Bree with 108.5.
Barb's coming back for a comeback, and she was like, in the beginning, like you just saw her like acing all of the challenges, and we were like, Barb has got to go if we're gonna be in the end.
Then we have Isaac with 104.8, Sawyer with 103.5, then Roxanne with 85.7, and Michael with 77.7.
I think for people who are further down on the scale, I don't think you really stand a snowball's chance in hell of catching up. But that's my honest opinion, Jake.
You guys should just know going into the mini challenges, Esther, we think your painting is great. Like, it's a really good painting. So you scored high in excellence, but you scored really low in skin tones because with only red, blue, and yellow, the challenge was to actually mix browns and skin tones with those and not be expressive. And even though we all would prefer that as a painting over, but everybody else made bad paintings knowingly to fit the challenge. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm feeling good. I'm stretching. I'm stretching myself, not just on the floor, but I'm stretching myself in so many areas.
And I think I like it.
No, but I'm saying like Barb, or I mean a bunch of people would have been more expressive with the skin tones.
Can't I just put a little more purple?
But they were paying attention to the challenge, so I just wanted to explain that. And so if you guys do want to score well, you have to listen carefully to the instructions Jake gives and follow the instructions, you know, and not deviate from that, which is hard as artists because you want to be expressive and, you know, whatever. So I just wanted to like clarify that the mini challenges, because they're becoming more and more important, you know, that you have to be really strategic.
I have found that if I'm not allowing myself to get into my own head and have any kind of doubts and just be like open, it definitely flows so much better. Like anytime I try and control what's happening, I feel like that's where I've lost control. But in a negative way, like I don't come out of it feeling like I achieved what I wanted to achieve.
I don't do portraits a lot. I really just like nature and animals right now. Maybe one day I'll transition into painting portraits. And so I already kind of felt like I didn't really know who I wanted to paint. And so at first I thought, a self-portrait, I can do that really fast. But I think that I just decided to paint my mom. It was a good memory, and she's beautiful. She's a great model. And I felt like my piece meant something to me because I painted someone that I knew.
You know, mixing the skin tones from 3 primary colors is tough.
I have no idea. Like, I don't understand why I did bad in the mini challenge, honestly. And I scored pretty low at that compared to like some of the other pieces. Like, I just didn't think that mine was like super low on the scale, but I scored really low.
Please take a glance at the finished one and it might help.
All right, everyone. The theme for this episode is identify your mountains. So the theme for Art Club is to overcome challenges. It's to figure out what are the main challenges for yourself and overcome that in your painting and in your style and ultimately in your life. So we want you guys in this challenge to paint a mountain range, and you can do that in an abstract or a realistic way. And you have to limit yourself with color. So you can only use a limited palette. You guys will have 5 hours to complete your paintings, and you guys will be scored out of 100 points per usual. You guys can use any materials that you like in this painting. Well, you're the only person who sat on the ground.
It's humbling experience.
Ellie and Dimitri are going to explain to you guys what the monochromatic painting means so that you guys have a full understanding of that going into this challenge.
So basically you can have whatever colors you want out on your palette, and I recommend you have everything out, but you're gonna use, like, it'll show up on your painting as like dominantly one color. So if you choose yellow, you're gonna be mixing tons of different shades of yellows, and you can mix blue into it, green into it, have like, you know, shift into just like several different shades, so it looks really sophisticated. But when we look at your painting, we know, oh wow, that's like a really gorgeous yellow painting. But you can still have other colors mixed into your yellow. I would say have lots of colors out because it'll make whatever color you choose more special. If you just have, you know, different shades of blue and you're having a blue painting and you only mix blue, then it will be really boring and it will look it won't look sophisticated. So if you mix complements into your dominant color, it will look really, really good.
Basically, it's just like the white on white painting,
yeah,
except that you're choosing a color other than white, whatever that color is.
Exactly.
And so it's just mountain range or a mountain, and the theme is overcoming what again?
It's identify your mountain.
Identify your mountain. Okay.
So if there's any sort of personal story that you can put into your painting, you know, of course that adds an extra connection for yourself and for a future collector. So, but don't feel like you have to illustrate a story. I don't think that usually ends up successful. So, you know, with that.
Yeah, you can do any style you want. You can do any materials you want. It can be, you know, abstract. It can be totally realistic. It can be whimsical. It can be expressionistic. You know, whatever you want.
Okay. And what size?
About an 1824.
Great, thank you.
So can it have any other subject matter, or it's just landscape?
It's just a mountainscape, but you can have, other subject matter in there as long as it's not the focus of the painting. The focus of the painting should be a mountain or a mountain range.
But yeah, I mean, be free. Like if you want to have, I don't know, it's surreal, and you have like a woman curled up making a mountain, and we all look at it and go, oh, that's a mountain. Oh, wow, it's like a woman curled up making a mountain. I think that's totally fine.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But the subject is a mountain.
Who's gonna take that?
I just had a complete visual going in my mind. Final three. Well, I would like to say myself, like I'm going for that. I'm going for, staying in. So I would like to say me. I would say Esther. I think she's definitely been able to, approach each challenge with the confidence and, and I really don't know who the third person would be.
Be conscious of the colors that you put in your monochromatic painting, because when you are doing the shadows and when you are mixing colors into that dominant color, then it affects the energy of the painting. It affects the mood, the feeling of the painting.
There's only 5 of us left, so the pressure is more intense, and just really wanting to be the last one standing.
Every color makes us feel things, so whatever feeling you want to convey with your painting, I would just choose that color. Like red, it's a very powerful feeling.
I don't know. Could be anyone. Like it's one bad painting away for like anyone, Could be anyone.
What I would do if I were you guys is, we give you rules and we give you boundaries, right? And I think the last challenge is a perfect example of that. We said skin tones with a limited palette, and you were told that multiple times. So you have to take the rules, and then we want to make the best, most impressive, maybe it's emotional, maybe it's dramatic, taking into context the whole theme of the month, right? Which is identifying your mountain and overcoming challenges and with that. So maybe it is dramatic, maybe it is emotional, and color is a big part of that. So you would want to choose wisely that color. And we've given you the parameters, but for the people who bend the rules to their advantage to make a dramatic impact or something with that, you're taking a risk there, because it's like you're gonna get like a lot of points for the expression of it and just creating an amazing painting.
In the final 3, well, I hope it's me. I don't know. I hope it's me. I have a feeling that it might be, if I can make it through this challenge, which I don't know, but if I can, I think it might be me and Esther and Alana.
But at the same time, if you go a little too far, like Esther did, and now it's outside of the rules, so that's the risk you take. It's a risk. If you play it safe, you probably won't do as well. But if you push on the rules and you stay on the right side of it, you're gonna.
That's where I thought, like with the first one, with the aerial one, I thought I was pushing the rules a little bit, but maybe I pushed them too far. So that's where I'm like not sure how far can you push the rules?
Well, I don't think that had your scores. If you got bad scores, it wasn't because you bent the rules.
Okay.
Because bending the rules is one thing, but if you like make an amazing painting and you've bent the rule, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You if you're gonna bend the rules, make a great painting.
And as I said before, the theme is only 20% of your score. So 80% of it basically is just determined by how excellent, how amazing, how breathtaking your painting is. So, if you have to sacrifice a little bit of the rules, like Ellie's saying, to make a great painting or bend them, then do that.
But many challenges has to be the rules.
When we were doing our collaboration, it was like I paint pretty fast, Esther paints pretty fast, Alana can do either or. Like she kind of like, she likes details, but she was like going with the flow with us. And we just like whipped it out. Like we were done with that collaboration 3 hours probably. Like, and we were just super fast. And so I think that's like the main thing is like, if you can paint really fast and get most of it in and then work on your details, like in the last hour, like you've got the competition in the bag basically.
Are we able to sketch it out first like previous?
I got 5 hours.
Yeah, you guys got 5 hours now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's getting harder.
And I mean, a mountain's pretty easy sketching.
If you're just doing a mountain, yeah.
She's like, damn it. Yeah, so you guys in this challenge, you are free to make a source. You have until tomorrow morning. We'll be starting tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. sharp. So it will be another early day, and it will be a fun day.
Let's go climb some trees. Cyrus!
You put one right here. It's too easy.
How about right here on the knot?
That's way too easy.
I'll cover it. Look what she's doing.
Whoa, watch out for that spider web right above your head.
They would only see it if they were looking for it. See? It's not noticeable. You realize we're gonna have to go get these later if they don't find them.
Ellie, where'd you go? Holy crap, guys, there are spider webs literally going all across this forest.
Part of the fun. They have to look for spider webs to get this. Or I'll just do this.
Hide them on this side.
You're fast. Pretty funny.
Oh, I just walked right through one. Ugh. Welcome, contestants. This is episode 6, main challenge. Who's excited for their challenge today?
Me. What's happening?
Okay, well, so as you guys know, yesterday we said that you guys could use any materials you'd like, any tools, anything you want. And while that's true, there is a little bit of a twist with that. So this morning you guys will be going on an adventure to find your supplies. So you guys will get all of the primary colors in white and black for acrylics and for oils, warm and cool. So beyond that though, you will have to find your supplies that you can use in today's challenge. You will not be able to share any supplies with each other in this challenge. So if you find any supplies, you won't be allowed to share them with anyone else. Your supplies are your supplies today. And in addition, all of you guys told me what your favorite brush is in the very first episode in the interviews. And in this challenge, you may only use that brush. So Bree, you get a medium-sized filbert from the Milan Mastery set. Alana, you get a medium-sized square brush from the Milan Mastery set. Esther, medium-sized filbert. Sawyer, you get a small filbert brush from the Milan Mastery set. And Asia, you get a medium-sized filbert from the Milan Mastery set. So those are the only brushes that you guys may use today. You only get to use one brush. That is it. So, are you guys curious what's under here?
I mean, yeah.
Just lay it on us. Just throw it out there.
all right.
Let's
Well, I'll show you guys. So, under here, we have a map. You guys will have 30 seconds to look at the map and study it, memorize it. This is where your supplies will be. In the forest, there are 15 bags of art supplies hidden along the trails. You guys will be taking GoPros
I don't have
into
the right
forest.
shoes.
I'm sorry for not wearing the right shoes.
Yeah,
Looks like
if I
all
get
of you
ticks
are
on
wearing
me.
Birks and you're wearing slides.
Free birds.
Free birds, those are cool.
Go barefoot. Don't.
Don't go barefoot. There are a lot of spider webs, so be careful. We just went out there this morning to hide them all. And let's see, so yes, you guys get black, white, and primary acrylics to share. And Esther, you have a question.
Where is the forest?
The forest is right out here. So you will see on this map a depiction of the forest. You guys will have 30 seconds to look at the map, study it, figure out where all of the different bags are, and you can have as many bags as you want, but as I said before, you cannot share. There are some bags that are hidden in plain sight and some bags that are hidden a little bit more. So it will be a race because there are bags right there. So, you guys will have 30 seconds to look at this, and you will only have 10 minutes in the forest to gather all of your supplies. And if you come back later than 10 minutes, you won't get to use any of the supplies that you found.
Is it 30 seconds for everyone all at once or each?
All at once.
Is it just a whole bunch of things in each bag, or is
Yes,
it like one
so
bag is spray paint, one bag is markers?
Each bag is color curated. So I know you guys have spent time figuring out the colors that you want to use in this challenge.
I think I should have got more sleep last night.
So, if you get a bag full of supplies that is a different color, or multiple bags, say you have a red bag and your painting is a blue painting, you might want to change it up.
Exciting.
I had a fluorescent painting.
All right, let me unravel this map for you.
Okay. We'll be able to set that?
Okay, 30 seconds begins now.
Where's the entrance? Parking lot, path. Wow. Trail. It's all along the trail.
What is no?
What is no? No. Stay on the trail. Is the trail obvious? Or is it covered in bushes and stuff?
It's pretty obvious.
Okay.
Can you get more than one bag?
Yes.
Okay. Do you get to keep them?
Yes, yeah. You just can't share your bags.
Okay,
you guys
but-
have 3, 2, and... You guys are gonna have 10 minutes just beyond the blue car over there. Straight that way is your starting point, and you will come back in over here through this clearance.
I
You
don't
go
see.
around.
We can't
Come over
see.
here.
Can we get out so we can see?
Yeah, come, everybody come look real quick.
What kind of path is that?
All right, so all you guys start right here. Whoa, behind the line. Okay, so you're gonna run just beyond the blue car that way. That's the starting point. You will loop around, come back.
Do we have to go
this
right
part.
first?
Huh?
Do we have to go
You
right?
have to go right first. You all go on the same point.
You just
Do you
ruined the
have
strategy.
to? Like, can you turn around and come back the other way? Do you have to loop?
I guess you don't have to.
Okay.
You can come back at any point.
Is it like a mile-long loop?
No.
Oh.
It's 3. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Old school track.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go.
Go. Wait, I thought we were supposed to go this way. Behind the blue car. Oh my gosh. Oh, great. Thank God I got a bag.
Keep going. Bree's off to a fast start. She's already got 2. Whoa, spider web right there. Bree's already got 1/5 of the bags.
Oh, you guys are back. Okay.
through another spider web. This challenge is intense. It will take everything you've got.
I'm afraid to get left. Okay. Okay, there's another dog.
1 minute has elapsed.
Remember me. Okay, I'm gonna put it up. Where do we go? I ran through a car. Jake, which way do we go? Left or right?
No tips. Hope you guys studied the map.
The trail's not on the way. Well, this looks like a... I don't think I'm on a path. And I ran through a spider web. It was gross. Which way is it going?
You left them many bags?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Is sticking together a strategy? Or should you break off from the group?
Oh, I just ran through the biggest spider web.
Are there snakes out here? Yes.
What? They're snakes. They're shit. No, they say they're snakes.
So, me, Christina, Barbara, Roxanne, Isaac, Dino, John, we all had a nice pool party, and we had music playing, and we had the waterfall in the pool on, and we had pool floaties, and we had drinks, and we had an amazing time, and we were in the sun all day.
These are the shoes I'm wearing. They are not good for running.
I heard they were running through the woods today. That seems pretty fun and wild. I can't wait to see those videos.
I don't see how I'm on the right path.
The contestants have all ventured down the path, going well beyond the boundaries of the map. They should have studied the map better.
Do you see anything, Sawyer? What? I don't think this is the right way.
After I found out about today's challenge, I was real relieved.
Help! Oh God, you see? Oh my God, you see that spider?
And it's really bad if you see like some of the
Some of them are
spiders.
Yeah, big.
I know. Me and Audrey take walks, and we'll stop if you can like catch a gleam, and we'll be like, "Where is it? Can we go around it? Do you see it?"
Nope.
Oh my God,
The thought of having to run through these woods here is kind of terrifying because there are so many spider webs here. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, you cannot walk more than 10 feet and not run into a spider web.
Do you see anything that way? Does it look like the trail keeps going or no? What? Does the trail keep going that way? Oh my God, we're on a time crunch. No, 6 minutes. My phone is gone. Sawyer, did the path go that way?
4 minutes have elapsed. If anyone is late, they will lose their art supplies. At what point do you say enough is enough?
This is a crappy trail.
You must cross the threshold of the door in order to be back in time.
What? Oh God, this looks sneaky. Ah, this is so sneaky. Ah! More spider web. Spiders. Were you ready? Yes. I was made for this.
I'm covered in spider webs.
How do we get up? I'm thinking I'm just gonna go straight up. There's some spiders in the way.
Bree has 4 packs. Asia has 2.
Is it on my face?
It's all over my face.
Please, Jake, help me. Seriously, I walked straight into it.
More spiders. All the spiders in the state of Georgia are in this forest. I actually love it. I don't even care. Gotta get rid of it. I have 2 bags. I left many for my friends.
How'd it go, Esther?
Last time I was exhausted on the mountains up in the pallet when I almost died.
Yeah, fun trail.
Okay, how do we get out? Yeah, very good.
Got 2 bags. And maybe. There are literally spider webs on my book.
I got some bonus goodies on the way back home.
Terrible.
I don't even like spray paint, but I got fluorescent.
That's a 9-minute alarm.
I got bonus ones on the way back up the hill. Oh my gosh.
I have spiders.
For sure.
We're everywhere. Oh, I got fluorescent. I got the colors I needed.
What you got?
I realized that 4 minutes had elapsed once I got to the bottom of the hill, and I only had 1 bag, and so I thought it's going to take me at least 4 minutes to get back, so I started walking back up and found 2 more bags. So yeah, that was a bonus. I really liked the colors that I had. They were similar to what I had in my sauce.
Be an artist, they said. It'll be glamorous, they said.
Yeah, but there was literally a real spider on me.
Walking through trees, and it's like I didn't see it until it was right here, and I just ran right into it, and seriously the spider would have been like on my neck.
I think I ran into like 6.
I almost cried.
At least like I'm not super scared of spiders. It's just kind of unpleasant. Right before you guys said go in the woods, I was like, you just have to run faster than the rest of them. You just have to run faster. And that's what I did. I just freaking hauled and I ran as fast as I could. And I started grabbing bags and it felt really good because I thought, what if I don't find a bag? And then I found the 3rd bag and I was like, no, you can't take 3 bags. Like you should leave some for the others. So I like kept leaving bags.
Okay. Y'all ready for this?
I was still trying to switch out my colors.
You guys have 5 hours total. In this first part, you will have 2 hours to complete your underpainting. Well, you can do whatever you want in this 2 hours. You can go to oils if you want, but you know, that wouldn't be strategic. So have fun. You guys only get to use the 1 brush. You guys can use any tools that you want outside of that brush. I hope that's clear. So you get to just use the 1 brush in terms of brushes, and then you can use scraper tools, palette knives. You can use scale tools as well. We want you guys to have good paintings. So if you don't have a scale tool, we'll get you one. Oh yeah, you guys may not by any means share your art supplies with each other. Your guys' challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go!
Can we paint with our hands?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, one more question. Can I sketch it out in pencil or no?
No pencils.
Wow, that's hard. Okay.
You gotta draw with your brush and some black acrylic.
Running through the forest was terrifying, I have to say. I love the woods, but given the strict time and literally relying on what you could find before somebody else for the 5-hour challenge, there was a lot on the line and it was pretty crazy.
Everyone's going with a vertically oriented painting. That is interesting.
I know, I thought I was gonna be different doing it and everyone was gonna do horizontal.
Well, I haven't decided yet, but
Bree is the wild card.
I'm not sure. I also still feel like I have spiders on me.
That is part of being an outstanding artist.
Oh my god.
That was horrible. Honestly, I actually grabbed like 3 bags really fast, which was cool. And so I almost just wanted to like just turn around because I was pretty close to the like, and then I was like, well, no, I guess I could walk around. And then that was just horrible because I ran into like 8 different spider webs, but it was, you know, an experience, an adventure.
It's like weird that I got the colors of my painting.
Same.
Like the colors. It's super weird.
Super cool for you.
I know, it's like God.
Good for you.
We have good for you. Well, that was like a good thing. Like super good for you.
Yeah. Did
Thanks
anyone?
for being happy for me.
Yeah.
Did anyone not get their colors?
It's not like I didn't get my color.
What colors were you going for?
Purple.
Purple?
Pinkish purple.
Pinkish purple. What'd you get?
Blue and green.
Blue and green. Well, you know, you have the red, and you have, if you have a lot of variety of blues, then you can create some good purple tones, just not really pink.
I'm still deciding if I have to, or I have to be experimental. So I still spent like 2 hours making a source, and I didn't use it. But I'm glad I didn't spend more time. So, and I didn't like it in the first place, like the source I made. So when you said like, oh, it's gonna be different, I'm like, fun. It's the way to go, especially when you're not like 100% in love with what you're planning to do.
Keep in mind, everyone, the monochromatic theme. So this time you guys actually did have to do a limited palette painting and monochromatic. Double challenge, 1 painting.
What's funny too is I went to the art store and bought paint for this competition. Like charged it to my joke's on me.
Monochromatic, interesting, Brie. I look at that and I see rainbow chromatic.
Well, it's, don't look at like, it was just the idea and I was gonna go for red, which I can still do.
Yeah, I get that.
But it was just an idea.
Pushing the boundaries.
Don't learn that.
Some of you with full-on sources, some of you with idea boards, some of you with idea boards and full-on sources.
I have my sketches from Nepal.
From what?
I printed my sketches that I did in Nepal.
Oh, Nepal,
because
cool.
I was in Nepal, I was climbing Himalayas.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's how my brand started. That's how Traveling Artist started.
Oh, cool.
That's a personal story. I didn't care how I'm gonna do like technically, but the idea of like overcoming the mountains is like really personal meaning to me. So being in the Himalayan mountains and not having art supplies, like I literally like I bought this one set of like really crappy paper in the like some market we found in the town, and then I had like couple colors of watercolor, and I used some like of the ground and just like things I can find in mountains in Asia, in the middle of nowhere, where even like phone service doesn't work and people don't have electricity. So that's how, because it's like it was the only thing back then that was keeping me sane on the trip, just like making sketches and sketching mountains.
Where do I get lids for these? Oh, I never used this. Thank you. So do I just put any, does it matter which lid?
No, it
Okay,
doesn't.
thank you.
Oh.
I never used to make. When we just kind of got blindsided with the limited palette primary colors, it's just so hard. It's so hard, and I'm so thankful that I found the bag with the fuchsia spray paints in the woods.
Can I use my hairdryer?
Yeah, you guys can use heat gun, hairdryer.
Oh, look at the little bitty brush painting. It's wonderful.
Hopefully they caught that on camera. That was cool.
Okay, Bob Ross, let's do this.
Oh, gross. Oh, gross. Gross, 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 gross. There is spiderweb in my hair.
We're gonna be tormented by that.
We're gonna race to the showers. I honestly might shower at lunch.
Did anybody see me trip over the branch?
Dude, I was just trying not to die out there. I lost my phone. It's brand new.
Well, I heard Jake say if you don't get back on time, we take away your supplies.
Yeah.
So would you just be out then?
Exactly.
I straight up was like just walking through the snakiest areas.
You guys have 1 hour and 30 minutes left.
And the funny part is when I watched the first season, I was like, how do they get lost?
I know,
was like,
I was
come on,
thinking
like,
that too.
pull it together. Like, how are they actually lost? And then I was like, where is the trail?
I think it's mindset for sure. And just being, you know, I don't know, being kind of neutral. And I know for me, like with my painting, I really meditated on scripture and things that to inspire me with the theme. So I was in a really good headspace.
At least it's a small canvas.
I don't know, I feel like they take the same amount of time.
Really? Well, I have a small brush.
Well,
look at it.
But that could be your happy zone.
And the second part of the challenge, Sawyer, you'll have an advantage.
Me?
Well, because you have the small brush.
Oh. I thought it was because I got back first and I was like, woo! Are we gonna get critiques today?
After lunch, yes.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting. Nobody's used a lifeline yet.
Nobody has. That's true. I wonder if anybody will use it this challenge.
Depends on if we get stuck, I guess.
I'm not gonna say it didn't just cross
Or
my
what their
mind.
critique is.
Also, when do you use it? That's a strategy too. You know, do you use it in the beginning and get a good start, or do you use it at the end and get a good finish?
I just can't decide if you use it, since no one else has used it, if they're gonna the other judges are gonna look down on your painting
they
and
won't
be.
know.
They don't know.
Oh really?
Yeah, the other judge.
Okay, so they're not gonna be like, oh well, Ellie helped her.
Well, Dimitra wouldn't, if you guys use Dimitra, then she wouldn't judge you. And I think she just wouldn't judge anyone in the competition. So.
Okay, so it can't hurt you.
No,
Okay.
and actually you just get 20 points attitude too, so.
You get 20 points for using
Yeah, you get if you use the your lifeline, then you just automatically get full points in attitude.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad I asked. Okay, you can do this. Well, the judges know that I've had to paint with this tiny brush. Will they be aware?
I'll tell them that you guys only each get to use one brush, but I don't go person by person.
I feel like I'm never gonna be able to use my favorite brush the same way again.
More than 20% of your time for this challenge has been used. Do you feel 20% of the way through?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's 2 yeses.
Like maybe 50.
50. Esther feels 50% of the way through. All right, Esther, your challenge will end in 1 hour. I'm just kidding. How are you feeling, Bree?
You know,
I don't.
good. Like, we'll see where it goes from here. Like, I might scrap it, or I might leave it, or I don't know.
Might scrap it.
Well, just part of it. Like, scrap part of it, maybe. But I'm hoping not.
Tell me about the supplies that you got.
So I got spray paint, which was kind of cool, but I didn't get stencils, so I didn't get to like do any of those, but I was still able to use them and like kind of cover it fast.
Well, you know, you could have used your scraper tools as stencils.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But I didn't do that, so that's okay. But I did get this cool modeling paste in my bag, so I was able to use that. And I have liquid gold and liquid silver, so that's kind of cool that I get to use that as well.
Yeah, that'll go great with the purple theme.
Yeah, which is like, I was just switching because I was doing more of a red thing before, and now I'm just switching to purple.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
But I got like weird, like I got a green one in there
So
in
you're
my
not gonna
purple
use
bag.
it?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe like if it was to add like another color, but like I don't think so. We'll see. But yeah.
All right, have fun. All right, Esther, tell me about the supplies that you got for this challenge.
I got all of the greens and blues and some magentas, so I'm not really using them. I use magenta, it creates beautiful pink, and the blue is also giving some combination. So basically I use 2 colors from 2 sets I got.
Wow, just 2.
Yeah.
And using the primary colors. I mean, in the mini challenge though, you did say that you only need primary colors.
Yeah, exactly.
You can make basically any variety of colors with just 3, so.
Well, extra blues because they're like different and not in temperature, but they have like completely different shades like this.
Yeah, different
Blue
shades.
gives different purple, so it's cool.
Cool. 50%.
Well, it feels like.
Yeah.
I just don't want to overwork it because I always overwork everything.
So this is Nepal then?
Yeah,
Or I mean, you know, the Himalayan mountains?
Yeah, it's Nepal. So I saw this mountain in real life.
Wow.
And I sketched them. So I'm trying like to go with these shapes that I sketch because I think like they're more, have more character than when you just look at the picture. So I'm like using some ideas for the line work. Still thinking if I should incorporate these things.
The flags?
Yeah, and not get them too colorful.
Yeah, that might be tough. You could do limited palette flags,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
monochromatic, I guess. All right, have fun.
Thank you.
Tell me about the supplies you got, Asia.
I got a few spray paints and inks and oil markers. The cool thing was that blue was my color.
Wow.
Yellow, not so much. And I had some like fluorescent pink in my source idea, and that really can't be made out of any of this. So it's definitely a challenge.
So I see that you're incorporating an eye into your source. Is that
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
We'll see how it goes.
Is that just inspired by, you know, what you were talking about in your interview? You know, when you were saying you want to have your voice in your paintings?
Yeah, I think partly. I guess I was going about creating this mountain idea, like based off of some of my own struggles and stuff, or myself in general. So I really identify with eyes because I've always felt like a watcher. Like
a what? Sorry.
Like I watch more than I, speak or whatever. But it's also really revealing. So it's like vulnerability too. Anyway, so I don't know how this is gonna play out now, but just kind of going with it. See what happens.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad you got your color palette.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Thanks.
Wow. If I were to say monochromatic, that's probably the last thing that you would think of. But no, I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying like when you think of it like intellectually, you think monochromatic, no color. But this is like color that jumps at you.
But it's still monochromatic.
But it's still monochromatic. No, that's what I'm saying. It's good. It's wild. I like it.
Thank you.
It's cool.
Thanks.
I bet Asia's a little jealous of this.
Yep.
Pink.
It's so weird that I got the colors that I needed. It's like a God thing. It's super weird.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Thanks.
So tell me more about what you got. You got some pink spray paint.
I got some stencils, and I don't really use spray paint that much. Like I don't ever use it, but I'm super excited. I got my colors, and I've been using these quinacridone magenta, which is like what I'm going for, like a fuchsia magenta tone. So it's just been perfect. And the spray paint and this fluorescence really helped me get like the neon glow in the trees. So I'm really excited about it.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's super bright right now, but I plan to glaze in oils and things like that.
Cool.
Thank you. Do you have any suggestions?
Not yet, no. It looks good.
Thank you.
So tell me about the supplies that you got.
So I picked up some inks that were mainly like blues and a little bit of purple, and I also picked up a bag which was all like golds and yellows, and so that was to me really helpful because my sauce is mainly blue and
a little bit of that peach gold.
A little bit of peachy gold, yeah. So yeah, I'm sort of trying to get most of the underpainting in, and then I want to glaze it in oil and subtract out before we take a break.
Cool.
So.
Wow, you're trying to get a lot in before, so you want to work the whole second part in oils?
Well, it depends on how far I get, but yeah, I wanted to push it as far as I can in oil this time, rather than do most of it in acrylic, which has been what I've done so far.
Very cool.
But yeah, I'm trying to make this figure like the second thing you see, like she is part of the mountain.
The figure?
So you're not seeing it yet, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a girl underneath, I see. Like
Yeah. Oh, not this one. This one.
The figure?
This girl looking up.
It's a girl? Oh my gosh, whoa, yeah, I couldn't even tell. That's super cool.
Well, that's kind of the reaction that I want. Like, I don't want you to see it straight away.
No, that's very cool. It's you can't you can't see it at all until you right now, because I honestly thought, I was like, is that an ice cave? What is that? And then now that you say that it's a girl, that's really cool. I mean, and later on, I'm sure once, it's painted more, you'll be able to see it right off the bat.
Yeah, hopefully, but I don't know if can you even see it in that.
I mean, it's like one of those happy, cool surprises. Like, okay. It doesn't, it adds more, and I think most people, if they spend time looking at it, then they'll see it. So I was kind of just, I don't know. Yeah. We'll start. Seems like almost all of you guys got the colors that you needed. That's not how we wanted it to go. Love the delayed laugh. guys have 20 minutes left in part 1 of this main challenge. So I suggest you guys get as much work done as possible so that when you come back, you can thrive. Minutes left. Sweat dripping down your face.
I think it's amazing how much you can do actually with one brush.
With one brush?
With one brush? Yeah.
I mean, it is my favorite brush. It's the one I use most, but it's after I use like square brushes or flat.
So far, I didn't expect it, but this whole show is like challenge every single thing I'm like still terrified of in my art process and in art in general, like painting without the source, painting from your head, painting something like far things near, or like painting with limited colors, painting with one brush, like not having supplies. So it's like every time I think like, oh, I'm gonna fail in this one probably because I've never been there. It's like such an unknown like territory, and I actually get through it, and so I think it's really cool.
I was really happy with the sauce, so last minute doubted myself this morning and made a second one. So I had like 3 different sauces printed out, but I'm glad I stuck with my gut.
All right, everyone, you only have 10 seconds left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and brushes down. How does everyone feel?
Good. I feel good. I didn't get to my oils yet, but I'm okay.
I didn't get to oils, but I mean, we only did 2 hours, right? So.
I like yours a lot.
Thank you. It has a long way to go.
So you guys have the next 2 hours to have lunch, prepare, and see exactly what you want to do when you come back, make some strategic decisions, and rest.
The challenge was tough for me today. I think my emotions were just all over the place, and something that I struggle with is like once I have a plan and it's totally wiped away, I really struggle with like finding my way back, and I really felt lost today. Not only because of the wood situation, but then I had made a source last night, and once I had gotten the materials that I was able to use, it wasn't really going to work to create the things that were in my source with the one brush and with the certain colors that I was given. So I had to just kind of wing it. And about halfway through, I just scrapped my first idea and just kind of started over.
Are you using the lifeline like because you need it, or are you just like you're hitting resistance, you're not like actually pushing through?
So that brings me to this question, which is there any sort of guilt that you would feel from telling her not to use her lifeline?
I wouldn't feel guilty because I told her, I said, I don't think you should use it. I said, I think that there's gonna be something harder that you're not gonna be able to understand, but you do this, you do mountains, you create amazing, mystical, like just really cool things. She had all of the potential right there.
It was intense, and I had many moments today where honestly I was just wondering like, how did I get here, and do I belong here, and am I a good artist? And it was really tough.
If you do need it, then do it. But don't like just do it because you're freaking out right now. Take lunch and like think about it and hear their critique and then move forward. And if you still need it, then do it. Like, so I didn't tell her like, don't do it at all. Like, don't do it right now. I just said like that I knew she could like finish it.
You guys will have 3 hours left to complete your paintings. And in the first part, Ellie and Dimitri are going to walk around and critique you while the time is running. So this is, you know, it's because you guys have 3 hours left. You have plenty of time to finish your paintings.
Wow.
And, you know, I think it's part of the painting process, having some valuable critique. So with that, your guys' second part of the challenge, the last 3 hours, begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Well, I really like how you have a reflection. That's really cool. I just noticed that walking up to it.
Cool.
I mean, overall, it's on the dark side, but I know you're gonna add highlights. I would just go bold with it.
Go bold with my highlights?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it'd be cool to use some. So is this the mountain you're painting?
Kinda. It was just more like ideas because we knew that like when we were gonna print, we didn't have photo paper. So we just kind of threw together some things and hoped that it would print okay. And so they were just ideas, but yeah, it was kind of, and then I knew that like I was tracing, or I was just gonna draw in whatever. And then I knew I had to cut it off a little bit because I needed like the canvas or whatever. I needed the mountain over and not in the middle.
What I would say is both these sources are like blurry, the pictures, so I would like look at your phone.
Yeah, I've been looking at my phone more.
Yeah, I would just do that because this is really, it's so hard to see any detail. But the color is cool, but I mean, I know now you're doing purple, so it's like completely different. I don't know, I guess the main thing would be have enough highlights. And maybe like stand back from it and see like what it needs also. Like it really needs to pop.
Do you have any, I guess, tips on creating like the ripple like water effect? Or is that really just like dry brush strokes and...
Yeah, it's dry brush and like glazing at first, and then it's just a series of dry brush.
Yeah, you're kind of doing it here, which looks cool, but like on the buildings, you can get a small brush and like...
I don't have a small brush.
That's right.
Well, she can use the edge.
You
in
can
the
still
corner
use
of it.
this, but like just this part of it, like kind of go back and forth with oils and just make it like wobbly. Like everything needs to be horizontal for the water to look like reflection.
Yeah.
So instead of having straight edges, have the edges kind of wavy.
Okay.
So what is your color that you're choosing?
I'm gonna go purple.
Purple, okay. So I would just make that, I would say two main things is make that more definite, and then it's definitely gotta go lighter and brighter. I mean, it's fine because you have 3 hours and you go from dark to light. So, it's fine. Just make sure though that it's much, much lighter and brighter. Like it's not even close in the area of light and bright. Okay. It's way too dark. So just make sure that you, it's good to have contrast. It's good to have the darks in there. But
I think with
you
oils,
just have to have
yeah, you can do it.
a lot more. And I would, if you have more color options with acrylic.
Not really.
So then I would use spray paint to get the water, and you can take like a piece of paper and, go like this. Right? Mm-hmm. And you can get...
this right here?
Yeah, that's a good one. You can get water effects with spray paint. I would try to get as much out of spray paint and your other materials before you go into oil, because you only have the primaries to deal with oil, and to get good purples is going to be difficult with just the primaries.
Right.
So I would work more with spray paint, and you can even get highlights in with that spray paint. You can get the water, just lighten it and brighten it, and stick with purple. Don't put those pinks and different things in there. Like this color.
But you can glaze over that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but you don't have purple to glaze because
with oil she can mix.
Blue and the alizarin.
Prussian and alizarin are going to give you a really like muted, and you want that to be in the foreground, so warm, and you don't have a transparent red. So you have ultramarine blue.
So maybe
I wouldn't rely on oils a whole lot
with the inks. Okay.
I would.
So you would leave like oils with only like minimal.
I would try to get this looking really cool with everything but oil.
Okay. I guess my only last question would be like, so with the castle like city thing, do you feel like there needs to be more, or is it like good where it's at? Besides the ripples, obviously, and the things.
I think when you lighten and brighten it, it'll show up more.
Yeah, maybe like add these little things in here, like, I don't know.
And then also watch this dark corner.
Oh, triangle.
Okay.
Cool. A bad thing that I did, strategically speaking, is that I didn't really even have a source. I had an idea, and then that didn't really help. And I was going for red, and I didn't get any red. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just do purple.
That's like one of the mountains he was talking about.
So I think you have really good brushstrokes and good form. And what color are you doing?
Purple.
Purple.
Yeah. It's overall purple.
Well, it could be pink, it could be blue. Just checking.
Purple.
So I was happy that I didn't spend more hours yesterday on making the source. I was like making the source yesterday and like maybe I shouldn't make the source. Like the latest painting I did that I got like the first place like was like nothing of what I usually do. And I didn't have a source for it. So I mean, like maybe it's a good way to go, you know? Maybe I just like a control freak and I have to work on myself.
I think within the purple, like you kind of have it here a little bit, but just to make it more like sophisticated with the color, just add like mix yellow into it, like have some brown parts to it. And then, I mean, I like all the color you're putting on there. Like to me, this definitely looks like a purple painting. I guess, I don't know. I think it's really good. I'll just keep going with it.
I feel like with the flags or the laundry or whatever that is, like you should either be more definite with it and like actually put that in there, or because right now it just looks like brush strokes. And so if you want to go more into like your style, I think you could put like the birds and the, you know, your normal stuff that you put in there, if you feel like that. Otherwise, it's just like a straight up impressionistic mountain painting, purple mountain painting.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would be cool to add like your voice and little things into it. Maybe like, I don't know if you could do it now or with oils, but if there's a part of the mountain that has our attention, like super like glowing, or there's like a more bright spot.
Yeah. I was gonna say your sources all have this like glowing, interesting light in there. And
she could have a little bit of yellow, right?
Yeah, if it's very, very tiny.
I was thinking like to put it here and like,
okay. Yeah. But it doesn't. This doesn't read as light.
Thank you.
Hey.
Are you doing this from your head?
No, I made a source, but I wasn't really able to make it happen really because I didn't have like markers and things because I had a lot of like really like thin lines. So anyway, when I left, I was not feeling good about it, so I'm kind of going a different direction now. But I could use all the advice you have.
It's hard because I don't have a source to look at, but I guess what I like is more of this going on.
That's what I was gonna say.
Where
Yeah.
I think you definitely need to have form, light, these abstract elements are really great, and so leaving those, but I think that if it gets too stylized, and like right in here, there's no form. It's just like a cone, and so I would watch for that. I would make sure that there's form. So even if you have to use your phone and like look at parts of mountains to add form back in there, and then if you're going to go abstract, like the whatever you're going to put down here, should be really, interesting and
okay.
And then as far as like lines, I mean, you do have those pens. You can't do it. You can also scratch with the palette knife.
They're oil. I haven't used those, but they're oil based, so I didn't know if I should just wait.
Yeah, you could wait for that. I agree. Like I like this area here, and if there's like more like snow or something happening in here, and maybe here too.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just find a picture so that you can follow. It's not like you have to follow a source necessarily, but at least for form to understand how the mountain looks with the little. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have just like shadows. Like this has form, but that doesn't. That's flat.
Yeah. I was so discouraged when I left for lunch today, and I just felt so lost, and I just didn't know what to do.
You could do it, Asia.
I know. I'm not feeling good about like what the judges will think.
Don't worry about them. Just make a good painting that you like.
Super good painting.
Just make a good painting you like. Don't even think about the judges. Who cares?
I told Bree that I was probably going to call the Lifeline today because otherwise I felt like I would be sent home.
If you like it, it'll be good.
Well, right now I don't like it, but I'm hoping I
make
will
a
like
painting
it.
that you like.
Okay. Thank you.
She encouraged me to, like, since we still had a few hours, to stick it out a little bit longer, try to, with the critique, try to make some decisions from there, and then see how it goes.
So are you going for like more pink, or is it purple, or?
It was gonna be more like fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
Yeah, so I wanted to not do like a basic color. I wanted to kind of be on like the magenta side.
I like that.
You're already exhausted and a little bit angry and sweaty and gross.
I like where you're going. I love your source. The only thing is like the composition of the mountain is directly in the center, and it's like, so if you were to make like a good focal point would be here, but then the mountain's not the focus. So maybe like in the source, the tip is kind of more on the left. Maybe I would just shift that, but I know that's like a major change. But or maybe you could add like another peak or something.
Okay. At first I was feeling really good about it because I had all my fluorescents in there and I had my magenta and it looked really good. And then Ellie and Demetra came and critiqued it after lunch and they're like, your mountain's messed up. And so that kind of threw me for a loop.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if the trees are kind of over it, I think, she runs into an issue of the mountain is supposed to be the subject, but yet it's right in the middle. So you could throw in more peaks and then put your stars in there, and wherever you put that bright star that kind of is hazy, that'll tell us this is where we want you to look. But right now you just have this like pizza right there in the middle.
Okay.
So we have no other choice but to look there.
Okay.
And then I would just say be careful on your deer, like make sure they have good form, and
I think their eyes are a little bit too big.
Okay.
Or maybe it's just this one.
No, I was thinking that at lunch too. I was like, I need to shrink their eyes.
Yeah, and then just be careful when you make your trees that you really get them magenta maybe, you know, like the ink with the spray paint or something, because when you have oil, like magenta with the primaries is a really difficult color to mix.
I know. I'm trying to go really far in acrylics as I can.
Yeah. Okay. And so I would, you could even paint the trees, the form of the trees, the highlights in the trees with white, and then use the spray paint to glaze it, because it'll like, so you basically make a monochromatic, you paint the trees with like white and like this purple or something for the darks. Okay, then let it dry, and then you can spray it with that fuchsia. And it'll have the form and they won't look white anymore. And then when you go to oil, you'll still have all that brightness underneath that will influence it towards magenta.
Thank you.
So did you plan to have magenta before the forest run?
I did.
And then how did you find the exact?
It was a God thing. It's so weird. I know, like, out of all the colors you guys could have picked in the bag that I picked.
I put together that bag thinking whoever gets this is like the best color.
That's crazy. Like, I made that last night.
Yeah. Wow.
Super weird. So I hope it works out.
Meant to be.
Thank you.
I really love it already. The mountain is super cool. Like, it really glows. You're doing mostly blue, right? Yeah. I don't honestly know what to say. Like, just keep going.
I feel like this needs to be more a part of the mountain, like a double exposure type thing, and less strong. And then I think that, you know, this needs to be less stylized. Like, you kind of oversimplified some of the forms, and you have to, you know, really finesse it, because it's a little odd even in the source. So you have to nail it to get it just right. And I think like getting some of the skin tones is going to be about like complements into the blue. But I mean, it's really nice. It's, if you know,
it's really cool.
I mean, if you put your skill into the next 3 hours, like it'll be good.
I think it's gonna.
I would also watch that these are all the same height. I think that there's a little more of a, like, I would cut that off a little bit and maybe heighten that a little, so it's not all just so even.
I like the rainbow that's kind of happening on her arm and like right here. I would like to see that added. There's kind of like a rainbow thing. I don't know. It's very cool.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's part of the mountain behind it. So I'll try and.
I really love it. I think it's gonna be really good. Maybe on her neck, like I would have it more like. Yeah, it looks like it's just kind of like simplified too, but if it went out and then went down.
I was nervous about what I was going to get and if I was going to get anything, so I was trying to think strategically.
Looks good.
I think you and Asia picking blue is, you know, smart, because with the primaries, it's hard to have the mixed colors, you know?
Because you can make neutrals pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, purple, magenta, it's fine, but it's like, they're not going to be like bright purple or bright magenta. They'll be more like grayed out, just because, you know, whereas with blue, it's a stronger color and it's a primary, you know?
It's okay to have those golds sort of popping through.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, because it's
minimal.
All got blue in it.
It looks good.
I mean, I wouldn't go too crazy with it, but yeah. But if you don't have that, it's not going to look good, so.
That threw me a little bit, but didn't change my headspace. Like, I was just excited. I was excited that we were painting, so, and nervous, but yeah. I was even more excited when I saw a bag of blue things, because that was what I was going for.
Oh, that looks good, Brie. Way better.
Okay.
I mean, still needs to be light and bright, but that's...
But like a layer.
Yeah.
Okay. In a way, the color running through the forest didn't really actually matter. It was just my whole... If I had strategically planned anything out, I should have did that better. The forest just changed the color, and I liked red or purple. And so technically it probably could have been better having to like get blue or something. That would have actually worked easier, I guess.
like Ellie said, she gave some really valuable advice. You know, if you aren't to you, Asia, but I think it applies to everyone, you should love your painting no matter what. I think that'll show, and the judges, they'll feel that. Isn't time just flying, guys?
It really is.
It's crazy. I want to go around and look at you guys' art up close. Well, Bree, you know what I'm going to say. We need to add some lights in there. So far, you're doing a good job of getting all of the, if, you know, 0 is dark, then 0 to 4 in the value scale, but you need to go from 5 to 6, or 5 to 10, I mean. 5 to 6.
5 to 10. Of the highest brights, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you gotta have the brightest brights. But also, I mean, even the stuff that's just like in the brighter area. I mean, the only thing right there.
I just did, I was.
Okay, you're working on it. I'll let you work on it.
Come back around though. So when you go around, then come back.
All right, we'll see how much progress you got in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Be good.
It's looking good. I like it.
Do you think?
Is this just supposed to be abstract? Oh, it looks like birds or?
Yeah, this is your birds. I'm trying to navigate them.
Finding some difficulty now with just using one brush.
Oh.
Are you using your hair?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you guys want to use your hair, go for it.
Well, it's kind of a bit hard for me.
I want to see that, Alana.
I want to see Esther use it. All right, Esther, you're going for it?
Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Let me see.
Well. No. I need more paint.
It's not working?
I need more paint. Well, I wanted to bleach my ends anyway.
You wanted to bleach them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, using your brush with it.
Might be discovering a whole new thing here.
Instead of the traveling artist, it's gonna be the artist that paints with her hair or her dreadlocks.
Okay, what should I do? Okay, one more dip.
This could make or break your painting. Oh my gosh, that actually worked really well.
It kind of looks good.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I'm surprised. She just did that right there with it.
Oh, wow.
It worked really well.
You don't look weird at all.
That's it.
No, that's super cool. It works really well.
Everyone try it.
All right, here, we'll just make some brushes out of Esther's hair. And
Esther, can I borrow your hair when you're done?
there's your wispies. The wispy's really hitting close to home.
She really liked that collaboration.
That hair is about to be dead. Oh man, at least you have a ton of other dreadlocks to go through. She's like, I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair.
Look.
That works. Yeah, that's super cool.
I loved it.
Are you gonna paint with your hair more often now?
Yeah, I would. I like it so much.
Well, you don't ever really find brushes that are long like that, like truly long and wispy, you know? No, it's super cool.
No, I honestly loved it. Look, it looks like a grass in the foreground.
It is. It's like grass, but it would take so much longer to try to get all of that in there if you brushed it. So you found something great here. Now you just gotta add some variety of color in that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm liking the lines that you're adding.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I don't know. We'll see in an hour.
Yeah. Your palette looks great too, though. I mean, like, you've done a good job of keeping it pretty minimal. I would say you could, sort of like the advice that they gave, I don't know who it was. Oh, Esther, with adding a little bit of yellow in there. I think, you know, you have some yellow and green that you could add, just adding a little bit more, but just a tiny bit, you know, like I wouldn't want you to add a lot and then maybe the reason that you got scored low for that. So,
Oh, yeah. Should I mean, then go for like orangey then because of the compliment?
yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit subtly. Just because out of everyone, I think that you've, well, maybe both you and Sawyer, you guys haven't used a whole lot of the additional colors in there. I think Bree could use a little bit more too. But like Esther and Alana are both using a tad bit of the complements in there just to add that dynamics or that, you know.
Well, I'm mixing compliments in. It's just that I don't have like a spot of it or something.
It's a good peachy color. I like the peachy color for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't want to go too far. But I think it needs it too.
And then with this color, I would just, you know, it's like all the same color right there. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna add variety in there.
Yeah, and I haven't gone to oil yet.
I like the background too, though. The background looks really cool.
Thank you.
But like Ellie and Demetra said, I mean, I know it was an hour or whatever ago, but you know, just more form for the mountain. Good work.
I might need a lifeline.
Well, you have an hour left, hour and a half left.
Okay.
Sawyer, it looks cool.
Thank you.
I like it. I think the palette knives is a great touch.
Thank you.
Only thing is though that the lights, I mean, it might be intentional, but it almost looks like you inverted. Well, oh, hey, good job moving over that mountain peak.
I moved the mountain.
Whoa, yeah, no, that's way better. It feels much better, like kind of moving over. I mean, you know, you'll probably do this anyways, but I think adding some more variety in the pinks for sure.
Okay.
Because right now it's just all like the same pink, which is cool. It feels like Avatar almost, but.
Oh, this thanks. I was thinking of that last night.
Oh, really? Yeah, it feels just like that. But yeah, and I think when you add the blue onto the butterfly, I would hate to see you not add it. So you should definitely add the blue on the butterfly.
Really?
I think.
Okay.
I mean, if you have the color, but I think if you mix a little bit of white with that.
Okay. Do you think I should do that on the acrylic or the oil stage?
Maybe the oil, that way you have like the purple under it, you know, and then it's not too blue, but
Did my deer look okay?
yeah, they look good. Still a little bit, not cartoony, but like the form could be a little bit tightened up.
It's hard with my brush.
The eyes are still too big, but
okay.
Yeah, you're right. It is tough with that brush. They're like stylized though. So if I'm saying this even though you have just one brush, but you do have a small brush, so that's good.
Okay.
But if you could add some smaller strokes, because like it feels like all of them are kind of like the same size, brush strokes on it. And so I think that's one thing that'll help too. Like if you use the brush on the side and you do like, or even just try to like make the brush tiny and then do like small little strokes with it, and get like variety of brush strokes so that it's not kind of like the same brush stroke size. You've done that with the leaves in the background, but it feels like that is kind of like the same size as that, and on the chin right there, and then on the, the ear around there. So if you add some more like finer lines on them, but at the same time, the mountain should be the focus. So this is like stuff that should be done after you're done with the mountain.
Okay, great, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was really helpful.
You're good. You said you're good.
Okay.
No, it looks really good. I think the chin part that Ellie was talking about before, you did a great job with that.
Yeah.
And with the shoulder and like this whole area looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Like a lot
That's
better.
kind of where I've spent all my time.
Like now you can tell it's
a shoulder
girl,
and
it's
a
like
hand.
clothes, yeah. And it's kind of got like timeless feeling to it. Like some clothes, when you see clothes on people in paintings, it's like, what are like the clothes make it feel like it's like put into a time area, and that
kind of felt like it kind of was worked with the mountainscape.
Yeah, totally. I would love to see some of these wispy lines though. Again with the wisp, but it would be tough with that.
It's not too tough actually. Like you can get some pretty.
Yeah, you get some good fine lines with that one. So, just because when I look at it, it feels like a jellyfish. I mean, even though it's not necessarily like,
Does that look like a jellyfish?
Not really. I mean, no, it doesn't. I just like, like the fine lines of a jellyfish. That's what I think of when I just like the detail of it, but.
I'm just worried that the mountain's not mountainy enough.
Yeah, I would spend more time. Like, I think it's the darks and getting like some of these darks in there.
Yeah.
Like those darks right there, adding like those, like the variety within the darks and crispening up the lines in the darks there. Cause like there are so much line. I mean, there's no way you'd be able to get all that detail in this small amount of time, but the more that you can add, I think that's what would like
set it apart a little more. Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Jake, do you think I should move to oils or?
Just go to oils?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Going to oils. Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
To not overwork it?
The only thing is this kind of just feels like I feel like it should be more of a sun or more clouds. Because right now it's like, I can't tell if it's a sun or clouds, you know what I'm saying? So it should be one or the other. Like it feels like it should be light pouring in. Maybe it's like light peeking through clouds. And so it's like illuminating some of the clouds, but then, in the center I don't know, whatever you want to do with it, but it's really good though.
Thanks.
Yeah. I definitely think it was a good choice using your hair right there. Because it honestly, it makes it look a lot better, I think. It's pretty cool.
I think it flows with its shapes too.
It makes your eye move around more because it adds that like extra layer of depth to the painting, I think. So it's cool, having that foreground.
Well, and I washed it and it's fine now.
Cool. Now you know. All right, you guys have 1 hour and 27 minutes remaining.
Oh my gosh.
It looks really cool, Brie.
It's impossible to mix purple and oils, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, they said to do the most that we could, so I guess we should have picked blue. Yeah.
Well, it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late, but you know.
I would move to oils.
Okay.
Because you need to make stuff pop, you know?
Yeah. You're right.
Every challenge from here on out gets you one step closer to winning that title of the Outstanding Artist. Who will make it? Who will persevere? You guys know we almost called the show The Persevering Artist? Yeah, that's a horrible name. What's the name of the show? Oh, The Persevering Artist? Yeah, I'm not interested.
The long-suffering artist.
You guys have 45 minutes left. If anyone were to use their lifeline, this would be the time to do it. You only have 42 minutes left in this challenge. And it could be a game changer. Now's the time when you gotta think strategy. You gotta think, is it worth it?
It almost makes me want to.
You gotta look around at the other paintings.
All right, you can go get her.
Who? Which one?
That's hard.
Want to do your lifeline, Brie?
I feel like I need to. Everybody else's looks so good.
Who are you gonna use your lifeline on?
We're gonna go with Ellie because it's more power. You guys put up too much of a fight.
Hello?
Hey, Ellie, you're on speaker, just so you know.
Okay.
Bree has decided to use her lifeline and she wants you to help her finish her painting. She only has 40 minutes left, so
Okay.
if you could get down here as soon as possible.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, our very first lifeline used in this competition. You can still paint while you're waiting.
I know, I'm take a look.
Could be a good thing that you used it in the last 30 minutes. So now this means that Ellie's vote for your painting will not be included. Dimitra and the other judges will be included as their score. So it won't give you a lower score. And you'll also get automatic 20 points for attitude. That could make all the difference for your painting. Hopefully it does. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Couldn't tell.
We'll see.
We will see. Also, you got to keep in mind that Ellie only gets to use the materials that you can use.
But that's why.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know how to, I'm like purple with this and I'm like making some, but it's like not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's your thought process behind choosing the lifeline?
Well, I was in the bottom 2 the past 2 rounds. So
you don't want to be in the bottom 2 again?
I don't really know how to finish it, and looking around, if like I'm looking at like really good paintings all around, then I'll be in the bottom. You know what I mean? So I just feel like if she can help me really finish this, which is usually where I have like difficulty is finishing it, then we'll be good.
Well, I hope she pulls through for you.
I know, I hope so too. I only picked her, like I was gonna pick Dimitra, but I only picked her because she's more of that power impact that usually I am. And so
you feel like her style kind of fits your style more. That makes sense. I honestly agree. If I were to like recommend for you to choose one person, it would be Ellie for sure.
Yeah. So it's more just like, like I've been in the bottom 2 like the past few. And so it's like, it's just better to like, then I know like I tried like, you know, because I don't really know what to do to finish this.
Well, in the meantime, you almost have like a clamshell perspective going on, so I would continue this around here, and she'll probably say something similar.
So that's the problem though, like that's why I don't want to go anymore, because see, like with acrylic, I can still cover.
Oh, I see.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
With this color.
All right, Bree, how bad is it?
I don't think it's, I mean, I don't know.
That's not bad.
It's not too bad. I just don't know how to finish it. And so like we put in like more foreground so that it would have more depth. But the problem is if I go to oils, which I was about to, which I kind of put like a little right here, but I can still, like this doesn't have oils. So I could still continue this if I need to. And it's like, I was mixing paint to try to make purple, and it's like, so I just figured.
So it's all, nothing has oil?
Just this part right here, like I was going to put in oil. So these little dry brush strokes. Other than that, you still have acrylic. Besides this spot right here, which is why I called after Jake made that comment, and I was like, I just don't know where to finish it.
Okay.
Ellie, how does it feel to be the first mentor chosen as the lifeline?
It wasn't at 4 a.m.
Well, I feel nervous, like.
How does that make you feel, Brie?
I know. Well, and it's really Jake's fault because he was like, look around and you might want to use it strategically. And I like looked around and I'm like, everyone's looking pretty good.
I wasn't saying it to you, but.
I know you weren't, but I was just saying like, I don't know how to finish this. I might as well use it. I was already
thinking. Or maybe I was saying it to you.
You might have been. Well, we will never know. You'll never tell me.
So when does the time start?
Oh, that's a good point. There are 35 minutes left. Your lifeline begins in 3, 2.
Is this the brush?
1.
That was
30 minutes,
oils.
Ellie, of painting
that one.
to help Bree.
This is oils?
Let's see if you can save this paint.
I didn't know if you needed, because like if we weren't doing oils, but I figured.
This is all oil?
Yeah.
There's strategy to this.
Warms, cools, but I can put more.
And because you called your lifeline Bree, you can use another brush, but it has to be the same brush. So you can both paint at the same time. Other than that though, Ellie is constrained to the materials that you have. So she may not use any other brushes.
This is like the hardest
lifeline to be chosen. That's what I was saying. I was like, are you sure? You know, you could use it another time when you have better materials, but she's like, no, that's when I'm gonna do it.
That's when that's why I need to do it. I should have went with blue.
Well, at least you got a good brush.
Yeah, exactly. There's that.
Not easy making purple, eh?
I know, that's why I was over here like struggling. Esther even gave me a warning. She was like, in oils it's kind of impossible. And I was like, oh.
I told you to, as much as you can in acrylic.
I think right before Bree called for the Lifeline, I was seriously considering it. But I didn't have a source, and so I didn't know, if that would be helpful enough to Ellie and Dimitra. So I just kind of decided just to do my best, and whatever happens, happens.
I would say, like, if you blew it, it would be like having not a great source.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it was
like I have to just kind of go blind here.
And yeah, so I kind of flew blind as well, and not as much experience. So,
problem is the purple is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I was like, how am I even supposed to make?
I know.
So I'm like, I would rather just use it, and hopefully in the other challenges I have more materials, or I think my source out better, or I don't know. Because it's pretty much what happened is, like, I was having a lot of fun, everything was going smooth, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to finish this?
It wasn't like I couldn't have finished. I knew the things that I was like kind of wanting to do, but then I went to try to mix purples and it just was not going anywhere.
What other materials do you have? You have this purple, but it's muted, huh?
And this purple. This is a brighter purple. This is like dark, but it's...
And where's the acrylic white?
Anybody know what Jake did with the paint? Never mind.
They're in the box.
Okay, what should we do with the gold?
That's what I was trying to figure out, like if we wanted it like
splash it down here?
Yeah, like splattered in the forefront, or if like then that take away from the whole idea of the mountains, but
what do you think it needs? It looks kind of done to me.
I feel like I need this, like blue is kind of popping up a little too much. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing right here. So
you definitely have you definitely have a limited palette painting.
Okay.
I mean, that's purple. The only thing I could see is accentuating the city a little more, but if you do it too much, then it's like, where's the city up there, I think it looks like a reflection in water. Let me take a picture of it and see.
Okay.
It's really hard without colors, though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You guys have 17 minutes remaining.
Thank you. It's especially sad to feel like maybe it was a week that didn't go so well, and I know I could do better, but just things aren't working out. So I just don't want to be disappointed with myself, or, just feel like I could have done better.
Do you think the gold will drip if I turn it up?
I think it's probably okay. Like, I don't know if I want to touch it though.
That wasn't a facetious, like, throw clear my throat.
No, I know. I'm just...
Like, it dries usually pretty quickly.
No, not. But...
I just chanced it, Ellie. It's good.
It is?
Yeah, here. If one...
I know we're allowed to do this, but it feels so unfair. I know we're allowed to do that, but it feels so unfair.
To call a lifeline?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think that. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
I'm definitely less concerned about like appearances and that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm really honing in on myself in terms of like having more belief in my own abilities.
Five minutes of the lifeline left.
Where's your picture of that city?
Every second counts. You gotta milk the mentor.
Milk the mentor. That sounds bad.
I thought about using my lifeline today very many times, but it just didn't feel right. I don't know. There was just like something in my spirit or something, and it just didn't feel right to use my lifeline. Maybe Bree was meant to use her lifeline, and that's why.
I'm so impressed with this one brush.
Yeah, I am too, with what you're able to do with it. I mean, you would never be able to tell that it was just one brush.
Yeah.
All right, Ellie, there's 5 seconds left to this lifeline. 3, 2, and brush down.
3, I did the best I could.
I tried.
It's beautiful.
This has been a 5-hour endurance challenge. Time to get your last details in. The last strokes that count. Everything is at stake. Your participation in this contest could be over. The final brush strokes, the whites of the eyes, the tiny highlights and details that could make all the difference. 30 seconds. Sigh of relief or sigh of frustration?
You
10,
will never know.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, brushes down. Everybody take a deep breath. You guys did it. You just made it through episode 6 main challenge with flying colors. Asia, how do you feel?
Freaked out. Yeah, I cried 3 times today, which I think I've only cried one other time this whole competition. So I think just the pressure and again, just like the self-confidence and everything was just really getting to me, and I was just wondering if I am outstanding, to be honest. So it was hard.
Okay, well, I would say this is definitely the most difficult out of all the challenges they've done.
We threw a lot of stuff at them.
Yeah, and they, didn't plan on, when they made their sources, they didn't plan on being stuck with a primary palette at the end.
Yeah.
I should have used blue because I would have had way more colors to mix for the oil paint primary colors, and it would have just went way easier for me, I feel like, and I might not have had to use my lifeline that I had to, so.
I think that the 2 purples and the pink should have switched gears to red and blue or yellow, because if you have a primary palette of oil and that's the only oil paint you have access to, you would want to pick one of the primary colors. Like purple is so difficult to get.
I guess, but they had, what they grabbed in the forest, and they got a lot of purples, so.
Yeah, but they didn't get oil.
Yeah, but if you do mostly acrylic painting, it's fine.
If you got purple acrylic.
Bree did.
I do know, like, talking with, like, Asia and, like, a few others, like, they were feeling like maybe they were going to. And then they were like, and I didn't, I knew Asia could do it, and I knew she was just in her head.
I think that there's like a way to be more strategic about it. But it was a very difficult challenge, and I think they all did really well considering.
Yeah.
I appreciate her advice because it did help to have a little bit of time after the critique to, rethink things and try to make it better. But I have to be honest, towards the end, I was still thinking about it because I was just not sure it was going to cut it at the end. It didn't really feel finished to me, and I wanted to do more, but I wasn't sure how. It worked, but it was really tough.
Okay, so should we talk about Breeze first?
Yeah, it's definitely monochromatic, but even with that, I wish she still had different,
I think in the beginning
it needs more highlights still. I think.
She should have used the white of her canvas more and didn't go so heavy, because once you go dark, if you don't have light and bright paint, she didn't have purple acrylic. All she had was purple ink and purple spray paint. So she should have just left the white of the canvas more showing and worked more transparently, and let the spray paint and the ink especially work for her.
Let's say I got out on this elimination, like on this round, I would have been bummed if I didn't use my lifeline, and it might have helped me. So it wasn't like a matter of like I didn't want to use it. Like I felt like actually empowered me more, because the whole point behind like the mountain and my overcoming in this was about like my greatest fear is being alone, but then realizing that I'm not alone, and that even in that moment, like I always have God, and I'm not alone in that. But then in that moment too, I could call a lifeline. Like I wasn't alone. Like just do it. Like you don't have to be like prideful. You don't have to like think about anything. Like you just needed a little help right then, and that's okay.
Overall, I think it's decent. It just is on the dark and dingy side.
Yeah. Asia's.
I like Asia's. I think it's super cool. I like that she took our suggestion in the beginning about form, and she did it in a really, interesting kind of edgy way with the lines.
Yeah, she did it. It's like a very abstract mountain, but I think it's very sellable, very modern.
Well, I think that this challenge was a lot harder too because of the limited colors and materials and brush. Which, I still stand by my answer that a medium-sized filbert brush can complete a painting all by itself, but it's not, the best.
I still feel like in this painting, you can feel like she struggled with it. Like she didn't really love it, and I don't know, it's cool, but I think I know that she could do better.
Yeah.
There were so many times during the challenge that I literally just wanted to just throw my hands up and say, sorry guys, I can't do this.
And I really love this pop of other compliments. I think that helps a lot.
She definitely used those minimally and did that really well. I think her biggest issue, I think, is just the color choice. It sadly doesn't even read that monochromatically, because you have this fuchsia and then eggplant purple, and that's not really the same color. And then kind of like gray white. So it's like three colors. It's like white, hot pink, and purple. So I think for theme, and the mountain is not the focus. I think for theme, she bombed it.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that.
Am I wrong, right? They're near each other in the color wheel, but it's not a monochromatic painting. That's a purple painting. That's a blue painting, purple painting. That is I don't know what. It's kind of purple and it's kind of pink.
Well, she wanted fuchsia, but still, there should be more variety in the color. Put yellow in there. Add, have some complements. Have some more natural things to balance the brightness.
I don't know. As my favorite brush, normally that is my favorite brush, but trying to paint my deer today, it was so hard to paint my deer because you can't get like structural line drawing in there. And so I felt like my deer kind of looked cartoony, but I mean, I didn't know what to do because I have a filbert brush. And then the trees were really hard.
Yeah. She should have probably just gone purple. If it wasn't for that hot pink, it'd be a purple painting.
I think she was really trying to push the boundaries with the color and choose something that no one else was going to do.
Yeah, but
And
then if
so-
you're not given the right paint, you know, there's not a whole lot you can do. So anyway, but then besides that, I think that the form could have been better. Like, it's very graphic and like a lot of contrast and, you know, not enough mid-tones.
I was so excited last night about my source that I made, and I was super excited. I felt like we had a lot of freedom, and I felt like I was going to make a painting that really matched my voice. Thought my voice was going to come out, and even though it was monochromatic, I planned on mixing so many different shades of purple, and my painting was going to be very colorful, and I was excited to put my animals in my painting that I always like to paint, but it was still just so hard, and to see my painting not be what I wanted it to be is kind of upsetting, but I'm still trying to stay positive about it.
I think that the sky is really, really nicely done, and some of these brush strokes in here I think are also really, really well done.
It's all going really quickly now, but it's definitely given me confidence boost to make it this far.
Atlanta's painting is probably my favorite, and I just really love the way she painted the mountains, and it's definitely monochromatic, but she still incorporated other color complements. It really, like, she did a super good job with the form, and I love the sun, just the whole feeling of it. And she even managed to have like a portrait in there, which takes a lot of time. So I think she definitely like deserves a lot of points.
I'm definitely feeling more confident in terms of like being able to paint anything that I get that comes in front of me. Like, give it, you know, just seeing it as shapes rather than, okay, that's a mountain, how am I going to paint that?
Yeah, I think she has the most successful painting also. She did a really great job with the light, the form. It's just skill-wise really well done, monochromatic. It has a lot of emotion to it. It's unique. I think she did, you know, I think she had the best source. You know, I know that Bree and Asia really struggled with the sources.
Yeah.
And Esther had a whole bunch of sources, and then it looks like she kind of made it up. So, and Alana had a really good source. So I think that helps, you know, because especially if you plan out your paintings, it makes things pretty predictable.
Yeah.
I was really happy with what I found. I feel like I paced myself today and really, really enjoyed the whole process. So I felt good to paint today.
Choosing blue made it easy because she had two true blues to work with, you know?
Okay, Esther's painting is probably my second favorite between Esther and Asia, but she did a really good job. I also like how she added gold in there.
Turret. Fun. Motivated. It was a fine assignment. It was definitely challenging. What are we talking about?
I don't know, the mountains are very impressive, and
yeah,
you should definitely go straight there. You're not like wondering, you know, is it the focal point or not?
Yeah, I think it definitely reads as a monochromatic painting, but she has a lot of variety in there.
Definitely.
So she did a really good job with the color.
I mean, we all kind of expected unexpected turnarounds with the art supplies.
I think the bottom of it is really cool looking. And I heard she did that with her hair, so that's very interesting.
Cool. It's just like such a valuable experience because you just put yourself on the edge and you just like realize how much more you're actually capable of. And I feel like it's amazing story. I feel like I have everything, everything I need to paint. I don't have really any excuses to not do well.
And I love the sky, I love the mountains. I think the only thing I don't love is the middle part with that kind of decorative doodad stuff in the middle. To me, it seems a little bit out of place and like an afterthought, or like she's trying to fill time and just put some stuff on there.
I think Elena for sure. She has really good skill. It's hard. Like everyone is doing so well so far. Maybe Asia and Sawyer.
So not yourself.
Well, I want to be there, but I want to stay on the humble side.
Oh, well, what if I told you everyone else told me themselves?
Well, I want to be, of course, there, but like any of these people can like be really strong, like contestants.
We definitely saw that, these artists were stretched, and they, really had to go through the ringer, I think, on this challenge.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I hear they get increasingly more difficult as this competition continues, so.
Yeah, and I'm really sad that, someone has to be eliminated.
They want you to overcome mountains, and so that was the whole theme. And I had put a tattoo on my foot of like a mountain, and I wanted to, like, every time I took a step that like I was conquering whatever, resistance or whatever difficult situation I was doing with every step. All I had to do is take one step. So whether that be in life or when I found the art program, even during that, it was like, I just have to know what my next step is. I just have to do the next thing, and I would overcome it.
Something good happened out of that, even though it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I do feel like something magical did happen in the end.
I wasn't planning on the oils being ugly and I wasn't planning on not being able to mix magenta colors and oils, and that was just really, really hard, and I'm really good at oil painting, and so it was hard for me. I felt so restricted today because I felt like I couldn't use color, and that's what I'm really good at, and I felt like I couldn't use oil, but I had to use oil, and I felt very restricted today.
I feel so much freer having some of those limitations and having to push like less materials further. I feel like it's actually teaching me a lot more than having every single color available to me and like freaking out like, oh, which color, this color, that color, and instead of just using what's there and pushing it further. But I feel like I'm learning a lot just having a limited palette.
All right, everyone, the scores are in. And so with that, of course, as usual, one person will be eliminated from this competition, but they will not be completely out because, of course, there will be one redeemer who is getting back into this challenge in the second to last episode.
Even in a mountain, you like don't see how, like you see how powerful it is, but not up close. Like if you're on the mountain, like you're just kind of like, oh, okay, there's a bunch of rocks. And then when you like take a step back and you like look how beautiful and how powerful it is, and like every single stone or everything, like all of those things, just like your scars on your body or whatever it is, like all that has like power and meaning behind it, and it all has like a story. And so each thing matters. And so each time you take that step or you're overcoming, it creates your mountain and it creates who you are.
So let's get to the scores. So in first place, the highest score we have had in this competition yet, again, with a score of 94.9, we have Alana.
Wow. Thank you. It kind of was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I would definitely try to incorporate more nature and other subject matter because I don't typically paint a lot of nature.
The highest score yet, you should be very proud.
Wow.
All the judges, it's unanimous across the board, almost 95 points. That's really impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so in second place with a score of 88.4, Esther.
I felt like it was a little bit like simple the way I did it, but I didn't want to like bring a lot of other subject matter to interfere with like importance of the mountain, because the mountain was like the whole point of the challenge. So like if I would do a painting myself out of it and I would not be limited, I would probably like add more stuff to it. But maybe it is a challenge, another challenge, just to not try to put everything in one painting and just focus on what is actually important. Could be.
In third place with a score of 82.8. Asia.
I just kept pushing through. I just wouldn't let myself quit, even if I made a bad painting.
And in fourth place with a score of 80.5. Bree.
Now it comes down to like, which is the judge's favorite, which could be completely like, it doesn't even matter if the painting is better or not. Like it could be just the color. Someone really likes pink or someone really likes blue.
I'm very sorry to say, Sawyer, with a score of 77.8, you were eliminated in this competition.
Good job, Sawyer.
Good job, Sawyer.
But you're not out of it yet.
Okay, Sawyer, I just want you to know, I've been in the bottom like every time. So I've been at the verge of crying every single time. I'm so sorry.
It felt like I was given all these crazy things like, here's toothpaste and Q-tips and black licorice and make a good painting. That's how it felt to me. And it wasn't a good painting. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And I don't have any regrets. It's part of the process.
This makes me uncomfortable.
At first I was like, well, what makes me an outstanding artist is I'm super fast and I'm good with color. Only I've been eliminated. So I think part of the challenge is where we were limited in color, and that was super hard. And I don't think that fast always makes a good painting either. I think what makes an outstanding artist is, I think you just have to be able to change. And I think that's might have what got me. I was like, I can paint this source, it's going to work, and it did not work with the supplies I was given. I think that was my downfall, and that little brush that I was given, it just didn't work out for me.
So we are down to only 4 people left in the main challenges. So it's getting very real. We're almost down to the very end, and it's anyone's game, really. All it takes is one bad painting or one good painting to make all the difference.
I think for the people that are most adaptable to whatever circumstances they are given, I think that will be the outstanding artist.